Good morning. My name is Thomas, and today I'm going to talk about me. Do a video log instead of writing a blog about what I've been doing over the last month or so. Last no, last October 25th, my mother passed away, and that was like a sudden upset in my routine. One day I was happily going to school, and the next day I was on an airplane to the United States. That was a 30-hour airplane ride. I ended up getting diverticulitis, which is a stomach infection, and spending a lot of the time in bed, having to take very strong antibiotics. It was not physically fun at all, that trip that I just took to the United States. Emotionally, I was okay, but it could have been a lot more fun. Anyway, I went to the United States. I did get to see my mother off on her next journey, wherever that is. And I saw my family. That was kind of fun too, even though I was, really sick most of the time. So what have I been doing recently, other than flying to the United States for 10 days, 30-hour journey, really uncomfortable in economy class, and then flying back to Taiwan to basically deal with a lot of students in the middle of midterm exam week. Luckily, I was able to change the exams so that people would upload their exams to the internet rather than me giving them a written exam. So that's why I'm kind of busy right now. Too busy to write? Probably not, but I've got other writing things to do on the computer, things that require me touching the keyboard. So as soon as I touch that keyboard, it's going to occur to me that I have other obligations that I need to attend to before I type up anything. But when it comes to doing a video log, I don't have any other video presentations that I have to do today. So I might as well do this. Yeah, so that was a big upset in my life just recently, having to stop what I was doing and fly to the United States. Physically, very, very uncomfortable. Mentally, I was okay. However, I did notice upon returning to Taiwan, because as soon as I got back to Taiwan, I had to drive down to school, attend meetings and stuff like that. Not really fun. And then drive back up here, this is my home in the north, to go with my partner to court to attend this legal case that we're involved with. She's handling it though very, very well. I just sit there and kind of look at people. Which brings me to another point, eye contact. I've been practicing eye contact, opening my eyes up and looking at people. But from the starting point of saying, here I am, this is me, I'm an open book, let's see what I can see now. And honestly, I haven't been seeing that much, but I'm just practicing it, starting to practice it now. Most of my life, I've always made it a point to make eye contact. But when I've made eye contact, I haven't necessarily opened my eyes up for other people to see. It would rather more likely be a point where I opened my eyes up, glanced over at them, to look at them, see what I could see, but didn't really give people a chance to look into me. So now I'm trying to do it more equally speaking. I guess it's a form of self-honesty and integrity, on the way to integrity perhaps. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Eye contact. Just recently had to go to my mom's memorial service, which, by the way, I think was the first memorial service perhaps that I've ever been to in my life. Isn't that kind of interesting? I wonder what that means. What else am I working on? Aside from getting back on track, up to date, so to speak, with work, and there's always seems to be more work. I actually get offered to do a lot more work than I actually care to do, but sometimes it's like such good opportunities. For example, writing MOOCs lessons. It's very difficult to turn down writing MOOCs lessons for university students because I see it as an opportunity to input, basically my perspective. That's what it is. Opportunity to input my perspective. So I've got a lot of work and kind of being asked to do a lot more work. That is work that I probably will not turn down. So it does keep me busy. What else is going on? I've decided to change my diet after that episode in the United States with feeling like I was gonna, feeling like high fever and just always wanting to go to sleep. And my way is, what do? I take a cup of vinegar and drink it. I say that'll take care of me, and add some sodium bicarbonate to water and drink it. And if I had time to take care of myself, I figured that would have done it, but I just didn't have time. And in the United States, I don't have health insurance either. So I was given the option of take these super strong antibiotics or perhaps have to go in and have a piece of my intestine removed without health insurance in the United States. I just didn't want to do that. And by the way, this is like the first time I went through, when I arrived in the airport, I went through one of those millimeter wave, whatever they are, that see through your body. I didn't want to do it, but look, I go through that machine, boom, suddenly I've got a problem in my stomach. Is there a connection? I guess you better believe on the way back, I asked if I had the option to not go through that. They said I did, and I optioned out. Basically, you have to put your hands up in the air while you can't wear a belt either. So the guy's pulling down your pants as hard as he can. And I had to keep putting my hands down to pull up my pants in a public airport. So it's, obviously they're trying to humiliate people. That's what I would say. Thankfully, I'm not easily humiliated. But needless to say, I'm not going through those machines again. And maybe it wasn't the machine, but maybe it was. Interestingly, my sister, younger sister, was the first one to diagnose it because it turns out she had that same diverticulitis 2 months ago. I wonder how these bacteria work. So I guess that's what I wanted to talk about. Actually, I just wanted to get a video log out there to put myself out there. Take this opportunity while I don't have time. I do have the time, but like I said, if I start tapping on the keyboard, very quickly I'm going to say I need to be tapping on the keyboard, doing things for work that I do place priorities on. Anything else I want to say? Well, I guess I'll talk about a little point. Maybe I'll discuss this separately in a video log later in the next couple of days. What's happening in the United States after the Hillary-Trump election. Trump got elected by, well, he wins the Electoral College, but Hillary defeated him in the popular vote. Needless to say, there are riots taking place in America, and it's just fascinating. You know, I want to say to the people of the United States, look at what we get. They do seem to represent us just about to the T, perfectly. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, a divided nation, two faces of the elite, of power and control. Is anything going to change? Well, I'm kind of hoping that when this is all done, we'll be left with just one let's say, group of elites in control of the United States. And as I've heard said before, it's easier to topple a table with one leg than it is several different legs. So although this new faction that is seemingly taking over the United States and perhaps much of the world may seem to be just the same as the old faction, maybe by leaving only one faction in place now, they'll be easy to topple. But the bottom line is you don't topple the elite, basically. You just have to stand up, remove their support, and they fall down. So that's all I want to say. Thank you very much for listening. And if I like this video, maybe I will do some more on some more interesting subjects.